This is a GK Media podcast.
This podcast is part of the GK Media Studios Creators Network, helping people tell their stories. Become a storyteller today and learn about our podcaster network at gkmediastudios.com.
Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of Wellth Talks with myself, Garry Kelly, and Niall Leyden. And Niall, we've been very lucky. We've had a great reaction from people messaging us and giving us ideas of topics of conversations for the podcast every Friday. And we encourage people to keep getting in touch with us with what you'd like us to talk about, where we can help you with, guide you with, give you our kind of thoughts on things. It's not Bible, it's not gospel, but we're just kind of talking about our experiences, and hopefully it can help others. And it was trending there about a year ago as well. It's become huge in sport, and it's become very popular with young people. It's this thing of having something now or waiting, delayed gratification. And we are in an instantaneous world now where I think people pick up their phone nearly 100 times a day to look at it. The phone pings. If we want to watch something, we're straight onto Netflix. If it's buffering, we're straight onto Disney Plus. We're onto YouTube. Or what we want to watch.
I don't have time to watch TV. I'm in the wrong business. I'm in the wrong job. What's Netflix? Disney Plus. Sky Sports is the only thing we have in our house.
Okay. Well,
I say that tongue in cheek.
Yeah. Well, if you were watching Kardashians or on Disney Plus, you probably wouldn't be interested anyway. So you're not missing out on anything. But it is a huge thing where we have this expectation of things, or we want something straight away, and we don't have that method anymore of just seeing things through for a while, waiting, delaying that gratification. So
I think, Garry, is it a culture change? I mean, if you think of your parents, you're lucky enough to have your mom and dad, as do I, and I'm think of the listeners that unfortunately mightn't have parents to lean on, but you look at the generations. People born in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and the different millenniums and so forth. There's been a step change in terms of, and the world is evolving, and progress is permanent, and the declines are temporary, and, people are living longer, advancing healthcare, in everything, health and so forth. So, even with gyms, we're talking about gym dates now. Back in the day.
Gym dates? Is that a guy or is that a...
No, okay. When we were 17 and 18, kind of going out to discos.
Yeah, maybe people are meeting up in the gym.
They're meeting up in the gym.
Okay.
And I mean, the instant gratification and doing
They're not meeting up fellas like us in our 40s or 50s, though.
Well, I hope not. But at a more human level, in the spirit of the pillars in which we talk, Wellth Talks, business, health, wealth and life, this whole doing hard things and delaying gratification, and the difference between needing something and wanting something, and whether it's in financial planning, you're talking about bringing the future back into the present and doing something about it now. Everyone wants that instant gratification, that dopamine, as you said.
Yeah, the dopamine hit, 100%.
And doing hard things. So I was only just thinking about this morning, coming in here today. The Marshmallow test. It's one I enjoy doing with R2, not just today or yesterday, but when they were born.
Talk to me about the marshmallow effect, because I know Amy, one of our colleagues here, was talking to me about it before. It's from one of the universities in
Stanford, back in the 70s. It's a fascinating watch, and it's been around for 50 plus years, where they bring a group of children in, and they're given a marshmallow, and if they resist the temptation to take it for 50 minutes, they get a second one.
Okay, so in other words, delay that instant gratification.
Now I know what I'd have done. You know which cohort I'd be in.
But what's the benefit then of waiting? I know the benefit is straight away you get 2 marshmallows if you wait 15 minutes. But what are they saying is that benefit of delaying that instant gratification?
Well, it's scientifically proven that people that can master the art of delaying that need for that instant want, that instant dopamine, or that instant hit, academically, socially, financially, they do a lot better in life. And even with the marshmallow test, there was an analysis done on the children that came in, and the guys like me that ate the marshmallow straight away, and maybe the children that didn't, the ones that actually had the ability to wait that few minutes in later years and decades actually did a lot better. So I think it's a fascinating subject. If you look at sport, I know you're big into. We talked this morning about baseball. I don't know anything about.
NFL is American football.
I'm being sarcastic. You don't see quarterbacks playing baseball. Well, I suppose
I knew when I was talking about American football, I said, he's not even listening to
Well,
me.
you have to be
You're not
present.
excited.
2 ears in one mouth. We were chatting, weren't we, about...
Yeah, I was talking about Max Crosby, who plays for the Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. And I was just saying, for me, he's such an inspirational guy. He suffered alcoholism for a number of years. He had other major setbacks in life, but he is now the highest, outside of the quarterbacks, he's the highest paid NFL player. But he's just a legend. He's an inspiration for his teammates, for the backroom staff and everything like that. And it's because he never stops working hard to have that long-term goal, which is to get the ring on the finger to win the Super Bowl. And an example would be when he has been out injured, and it's a high-impact sport. He takes people down. They can easily get injured. They've a wrong fall or twist an ankle or something like that, or even do more damage than that. But it's the thing of when he's out injured with something, he does every other form of training, whether it's MMA fighting or whatever, to get the body as strong as possible. He keeps working hard so that when he's back on the field, it could be 6 months later even, that he's strong and he's ready to go, rather than saying, okay, I'm not going to be on the field for 6 months, so I'm just going to indulge now, and then I'll worry about it in 6 months' time. I want that instant gratification. I'm going to eat my pie, eat my sweets. I'm in Las Vegas. I'm going to party. I'm going to stay up late. It's not that. He's still turning up at the field, at the side, training away, getting different physio. And it's this thing of, because he has that long-term dream of winning the Super Bowl, that he's, every moment he has, whether he has a setback or not, he's still working hard mentally and physically. So then when the time is ready, when that time comes, he's in the best position possible to achieve his ultimate dream.
And Garry, that's a wonderful story, even if it is about NFL and not baseball. And you're so right to bring it back to sport and business and life, because if you say, I don't know where I read it or saw it recently there about J.K. Rowling, how many times?
Oh yeah, 12 times she was rejected with the Harry Potter
12 times
script or story, yeah.
McIlroy winning the Masters this year. I mean, for those that like golf, I mean, there's, having won 3 majors and, the resilience and the persistence and, the hard yards and, it's in any sport.
It was all the hard work he did behind the scenes as a young fella, where he could have gone off and just gotten his kicks and his highs straight away as a teenager, but instead he was out on a course, practicing, getting his, I don't know golf terminology, so help me out here. I'm not a golf, but getting his strokes right, his rhythm, whatever.
But it's everything. It's even in wealth management or financial planning. It's resisting the temptation to spend today and save for tomorrow. So having that freedom. So we talk a lot about freedom and our relationship with time and our relationship with money and our relationship with ourselves. And when I'm having conversations, which I am every day of every week of every month, what's it all about? Beginning with the end in mind and delaying that gratification and saying, okay, well, look, we need to educate the children. How much are we going to need to save? So begin with the end in mind. What's it going to cost to educate?
So you don't give your children plastic. Like you don't give them Revolut cards to go off spending. You give them cash.
I'm old-fashioned.
Yeah.
Now they have a Revolut card, but that's used very, very sparingly. So you think about going to the Gala races. You think about us growing up as children. It was Sunday after Mass or Saturday after I was helping out. I need to be careful about talking about farming because I'm never... Those that know me
You're
best
being accused of not turning up on the bag on a Sunday morning.
Hiding in the back of the car. But it was a simple thing, coming back from a football match, coming back from Mass, it was just, you earned your, whether it was £1 or £5. Whereas now everything is just instant. It's card, it's plastic. We saw the catastrophic fallout of 2008 and the crisis of, too much credit and that instant gratification and following trends and, it's following the herd, being overconfident in your own ability.
100%, yeah.
Instead of to thine own self be true, we don't need or want much, and that need and want conversation
is so powerful. Yeah. Even we had a team meeting here recently, and I was saying to the team, I said, okay, what is it now that we need? Not what we want, because we want all the latest tech, software and all that. But what is it that we currently need? To improve our service rather than what we want. And I think that's so important for ourselves to ask each other in life as well. Yes, we all want the new car. Yes, we all want the fancy house. Yes, we all want the luxury holiday. what is it that we need? I mean, and we're blessed to get what we need, aren't we?
Well, I enjoyed, because I had the pleasure there. I know you were with somebody there when I arrived this morning. I was chatting to the team outside, and we were just talking around Eating the Frog and Brian Tracy, and they were sharing with me the conversation you had at that team meeting. I mean, a lot of businesses looking to come in and partner with you. And, the exercise that you're going through around this Eat the Frog mentality, which a lot of, for our listeners that aren't familiar with it, do you want to share with them, Garry? I mean, that whole doing the hard things first.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's easy to procrastinate, and I think we can all fall into it at times. And I've noticed my method when I'm procrastinating or not getting back to something is I have to think it through. So I have green fingers. I go out into the garden and I start pottering around the garden for an hour or so, picking weeds or laying down flower beds or something. It's my head processing, but I'm also procrastinating. But if there's something in the back of your head when you get up in the morning, the longer you leave it, the more it's going to be there in the back of your head throughout the day, holding you back.
Yeah.
And this thing of Eat the Frog is that you get up, you seize the day, you tackle the stuff that you really don't want to do, but you know you need to do.
Yes.
And you tackle it first. You get it over and done with, and then you move on with your day. And it's this thing of Eat the Frog. Do the uncomfortable first. So for me, like we go training together in the Duco gym.
Yeah.
Neither of us like leg day. But we do it early in the morning. We get the hard workouts done.
That's right.
And then we love the rest of the day, because rather than saying, okay, at 8 o'clock tonight, I know I still, after my long day's work, I still have to go to the gym and do this painful workout that I know is beneficial, but
Correct.
It's this thing of just getting it done first, whether it's that phone call you need to make or that email you need to send, the uncomfortable conversation, you know, the invoice you need to fight for to get paid. Or
and on that, Garry, that's the measure. I mean, the difference in good and great businesses, you look at the business owners and the entrepreneurs and people that would have retired, it's the ability to have them uncomfortable conversations.
Mm-hmm.
So we talk about delayed gratification and doing hard things. You know, if you surround yourself with people who are all the time going to tell you you're doing the right thing, well, look, and that's, you want people that, you know, I know we do that ourselves together. It's to sit down like what you're doing strategically at the moment and say, well, look, have we the capacity to deal with all of this business?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a really nice place to be.
Yeah.
It's sometimes to have the uncomfortable conversations. And it's not always easy. I see in life, you know, somebody that has a vision of being financially free at 55 or 60. And, you know, there sometimes needs to be a little bit of a reality check in terms of saying, well, look, this is where you are. This is what you're earning now.
True, yeah.
This is what you want to replace at age 60. We do a cash flow analysis and crunch the numbers, and we come back and say, well, look, you're going to have to, there's only one or two things can happen there. You're going to have to increase what you're saving for the rainy day, or you're going to have to decrease what you're spending. It's all down to, so lifestyle, it's all around your expenditure and your desired lifestyle. Because outside of good health, what does any of us want?
Mm-hmm.
A good lifestyle. But if you want a good lifestyle, there are trade-offs.
Yeah,
so,
If you want that amazing villa when you retire at, you know, whatever age in your late 60s or something, well, if you're spending all your money on fancy luxury holidays every year, you're not going to have that fancy villa for yourself.
I'd be happy enough to go down to Enniscrone for 5 nights in the mobile home.
No, but I'm just saying, you know, if people want something, they need to delay that instant gratification, you know. Even something that I'm doing with my youngest daughter at the moment is there's a toy that she wants and it's €75, and the wife thinks she's absolutely daft to spend €75 on this gimmicky toy.
Yeah.
But what she's doing is every week she's doing a few chores around the house and earning maybe €5 to €10. Depends how hard she works now. Some, you know, might only be a $5 or some weekends. But for me, the whole thing was learning to earn and having pride in earning your money rather than just it coming there in front of you. And recently she was given money by the grandparents when we were going on holidays. And she said, no, she won't spend it when we're over in Ibiza. She put it in her money box instead because she's saving up for this toy. And I thought, well, that's great, because first of all, she's learning about earning, but she's also learning about delaying that instant gratification.
Yes.
Because the big thing for her this year is to buy this toy in the toy shop.
Brilliant.
You know? And I think there's great learning in that for all of us, where, you know, and again, it's like what you say, you have to know what's the end in mind. So what is it that you want in life? And then is what you're doing today Does it make sense? Does it align?
Yeah, if you aim at nothing, you hit it every time. So what I would say is, the reality is, delay the marshmallow, eat the frog, and get it done now. Because, I mean, it's not a dress rehearsal, but we have an onus just to sometimes think and say, well, look, pause and reflect and think, do I really, really, and these are the conversations we're both having with different people in different facets of life, whether it's around your health. Health is the ultimate delayed gratification. I mean, you only get one body, you only get one crack, and you only get one life. And when we get into our 50s or 60s or 70s or 80s, I mean, so that's the health piece, the business piece we've talked about, and then the whole family piece.
Yeah.
So no more talk of marshmallows.
No. But there was a great thing as well, which you had said to me before, which was, it was during the winter we were training in the gym, and it was miserable outside. It was probably leg day as well, so we weren't in the best of form. But it was along the thing of the sweat today, the pain, the groans today, is actually going to benefit us 6 months down the road. Like when it's summer and we're in Sawtill and we're having a cold beverage, it's been earned. We're enjoying it. We're healthier. We're fitter. We're clearer-headed because those mornings in the winter in the gym, and it's not that we're in the gym for 5 hours a day, aren't we? We're in and out in 20 minutes.
Yeah. But it's a crack of dawn. You're up, out, gone.
And you're eating the frog. You're getting it over and done with.
You're at your desk at 8 o'clock. You're fit. You're fresh. You're well. You're revitalized. You've got that endorphin release. You own the morning. You own the day. I mean, if you start your morning well, whether it's getting into a Duco at 7 o'clock, doing your session, having a nice bath, and you're on the road then. But it's just it's easy to lie on. It's easy to snooze. And don't get me wrong, we all do it from time to time. We have our holidays, we have our breaks, but doing hard things, stands to you. That's coming from somebody for a long time who didn't do the hard things and was in a comfort zone and wasn't being true to himself. So I mean,
you do the easy things now, you'll have a hard life. You do the hard things now, you'll have an easy life.
That's ingrained in us from a very early age, and it's so true. And if you let that sit with yourself, with our listeners, if you always do what's easy, you'll have a hard life. If you always do what's hard, you'll have an easy life.
Yeah.
That was brilliant, Garry.
Brilliant. Thanks a million.
Excellent. Super.
Hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Wellth Talks with Niall and myself. If you did enjoy it, we would absolutely love if you would share this episode with your friends, family, colleagues. Spread the word. Follow us on social media. Give us a 5-star review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to the show on. And we'll look forward to you joining us again next Friday. Thank you for listening.